Hey, what's going on, Florida? We're gonna be doing a little foraging, and before we get on our little hike, I'm gonna make a mosquito repellent out of the beautyberry leaves, which is right behind me. I'll show you a closer look of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Let's get started. So this is a beautyberry bush. You can see some of the berries are starting to form. First they're flowers, very nice looking flowers, and then they are berries. But the best part, so the berries are edible, even though I don't like eating them. They're very plain, they're very like neutral, not much of a flavor. But what I do like doing is collecting some of these leaves, and you make basically a tea out of it. I'll show you the entire process. You make a tea out of it, and then you reduce it, mix it with some aloe. I like to do aloe and rubbing alcohol. The rubbing alcohol makes it dry quicker. The aloe gives it a good consistency, and it's great for your skin. Okay, I think that's enough leaves. Get us a good batch going. Here was a better example of the flowers. All right, so we have our leaves here. I'm just gonna give them a rough chop so that more of the oils come out. Drop them into the pot. This is extremely simple here, and then I'm gonna fill it up with water. Turn that on. I'm gonna grab the cover real quick. Put that on there. Once that comes up to a boil, I'm gonna lower it and let it steep for a while. All right, so while that is coming up to a boil, I'm gonna grab some aloe and show you how I peel off the leaf so I can just get the gel part. Whenever you are picking aloe, you want an aloe that has already given you a flower. See, this is the old flower stem. That means this aloe plant is like fully full of the medicinal values, because before it gives the flower, it doesn't have as much the things that you want in it. So see the inside? I'll bring it in the house and I'll show you how I peel it. All right, here we have the aloe, and can't really tell against the green, but this is a very yellow juice that's coming out of here, and that's from the skin. And the yellow part is the part that makes this unedible. And I have a little bit of the side exposed here. You can, I like to just start it. So I started a little piece. I'm like running my finger between the skin and the meat. You see just the skin comes off. And get this side peeled. This is just the gel of the aloe, and if you wanted to eat this, you would soak it in water for about 10 minutes, change the water, soak it in again for about 5 minutes, and then you'd be able to eat it. It's all this yellow that you don't want, that yellow part. But since I'm just gonna be putting it on my skin, I'm not gonna do any rinsing. I'm just gonna have this waiting. This should be almost at a boil now. It's at steeping temperatures, which is just fine. I'm gonna let this steep for about 20 minutes. After that, I'll show you. I'll add the aloe, take an immersion blender or a burr mixer to it to make sure I get all of the oils out of the leaves, and it'll also incorporate the thickness, the viscous quality of the aloe to my mix here. Okay, the leaves have been steeping for about 20 minutes. At this point, it smells like a mix between like regular tea and chamomile tea. It smells really good. It smells like it would actually make a really good drinking tea. So anyhow, I've got our aloe that's been peeled. Throw it right in there. I have my immersion blender. Put it back on the heat, leave it with the cover off, and I'll turn it all the way up. So while this is reducing, I have some lemongrass because I have 2 lemongrass little bushes. And whenever I trim it, I either use it for chop and drop or I save it for teas and stuff. And lemongrass is also a natural bug repellent. Double up the potency here. I'm gonna put this entire thing of lemongrass into my mix. Okay, now I just simply took all of the liquid from there and I strained it into this. Now we have an extremely lemony tea, basically. It's lemongrass and beauty berry leaves. We're gonna reduce that now. And I went ahead and I filled this back up with water just so I could have a big batch for later. This is gonna be the concentrated batch that I'm gonna use now. I'm gonna reduce this. I'm gonna mix it with some rubbing alcohol. And the only reason I'm mixing with the rubbing alcohol is to give it a quick evaporating kind of effect so that it dries up onto the skin.